And a good opportunity for Brightwell. Across the face it comes, and a brilliant driving from Quinn. What an equaliser!
For the diving header, Nathan Ake makes it 6.
He steps up and sends Sanchez the wrong way, and City lead at Stamford Bridge.
Sends that one in. Here's come to Foden. Foden has to finish, and he does. City out in front.
Tries the shot, Rodri, good save by Onana, Haaland on the rebound, Foden, he does end in a goal!
Foden turns again, draws for the cross, it's Alvarez! 3-2 to Manchester City, they're ahead for the first time!
Russell with the corner then for the visitors. Flights the ball towards the back post. Morrison's there with a magnificent header. The defender couldn't keep it out, and Andy Morrison triumphant. So City scored from a set piece, and so have Luton Town. The substitute Gary Doherty.
Hello and welcome to Matchday Live. You're probably wondering why it's dark outside. Well, it's 6 a.m. and we are going on a road trip. The last time we played at Luton was 25 years ago, so it's only right we go and pick up some legends along the way. And I have the opportunity to be on the bus, so let's go.
So FG is on his way down to Kenilworth Road, but you can see Pep Guardiola is arriving. Welcome to Matchday Live. City taking on Luton today. There is our Pep, he had his hood up. Sounds like the weather in Luton is as nice as it is in Manchester today. The players are arriving. You can see them there. Edison coming off the bus. There's Kovacic. We'll be giving you the team news the second we are allowed. This is the first place to get your team news. Don't get it on social media. Get it here with us. We'll give you the facts. Julian Alvarez arriving there behind him. Welcome to Matchday Live. Thank you so much for joining us for today's Premier League match between Luton and Manchester City. We're so pleased that you could be here with us today. It's going to be such a fun show. We do have FG currently on a minibus on the way to Luton with some very special guests. I've never wanted to be on a minibus more in my whole life, to be honest. But the second best place to be is here on this sofa with these two legends. So I am joined by Joleon Lescott and by Keith Curle today. Thank you both for joining us. Before we get into the football, there's always other important things that we need to talk about. And Joleon, we're dying to know, how's the DJing going?
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, it's going all right. Yeah, I was over in Abu Dhabi a few weeks ago at the Grand Prix. DJ'd there, which was a nice experience. Yeah, this is just some practicing. That isn't at home, by the way. There's a studio in Ancoats. That isn't my setup, by the way. So yeah, I get lessons. Introduced the same teacher to Jack. So Jack is at the same place now.
What did he call himself? Grillo?
Yeah. He's called him DJ Grillo.
Have you got what are you then?
I'm debating. I'm gonna throw it out there.
DJ debating?
Yeah, I'm gonna no, not that. I'm gonna less is more, as in LES.
Okay.
Lescott.
Less.
Or DJ Less. Say less. DJ Say Less.
DJ Say Less. I like it.
Yeah, so I'm just toying between the two.
Okay, we could get everyone that's watching to help as well, because we'll have the WhatsApp number in a bit up for you in questions in a bit. So if you've got DJ suggestion names for Joleon,
keep them clean.
Keep them clean. Yeah. We're going to give you the team news in just a second, but before we do, Keith, can we see you on some decks sometime? Do you think?
My music tastes. Have you ever heard of Ricky Ross?
Rick Ross, yeah.
Rick Ross, yeah. I call him Ricky.
You know him, yeah. Personal terms and that, I get it.
Here I am.
Yeah.
Classic. But then also I go the other way to Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell.
Okay,
used to be my driving song.
Wide.
Sat in a car driving, Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell.
Variety.
Okay, DJ Lescott, I would like a mix of Rick Ross and that song that I forgot.
Meatloaf. Straight away.
Yeah. Straight away. Thank you. Because it is time now for the team news, and I'm all wondering the same as you all are. So let's find out the starting 11 for City for today's game. So your starting 11 for today. In goal, it is Edison, and it's Walker, who's of course captain. Diaz, Ake and Guardiola. Rodri is back, Kovacic, Silva, Foden, Grealish is back, and the line will be led today by Julian Alvarez. You can see there, no Erling Haaland in today's squad. On the subs bench, Ortega, Carson, Phillips, Stones, Gomez, Akanji, Nunes, Bob and Lewis. So no Erling Haaland in today's team. But we do have Rodri and we do have Jack Grealish back. Also, I realised there as well, no Doku in the squad still as well. So that is your team news. This is the first place always to get that team news. Initial reaction there to no Erling Haaland today, Joleon?
Yeah, it's obviously a loss. I'm sure the players are adequate enough to score goals, but yeah, he's a huge loss. He's a different type of striker, a different type of threat. So yeah, they'll have to be more intricate in the way they go about creating the chances today, definitely.
We don't know why. We don't know why he's not in the squad today. No idea. Of course, you started reading rumours on social media last night, as I did as well. But Keith, I guess in terms of Luton, they'll have spent all week thinking about how they stop Erling Haaland. So this will have thrown them, if I'm trying to look for a positive.
Yeah, I think anybody that's playing against Man City is going to get a lift if Haaland's not playing. But there's enough goal threat and enough talent in that City team to cause some problems. So again, it's a false positive because I think there's still going to be threats and there's still going to be goals.
Before we look more into the team, I've got a nice wide question for you both. All week I've been hearing that Manchester City are in a crisis. Is this a crisis situation for you?
Oh, a crisis. It's not the usual standard, which is ridiculously high they've set over the last 7 years. So in terms of the standard they've set and the bar, which they created, it's not the same, but listen, they're still favourites. They're still the team that everybody sees as the toughest game. And as long as that is the case, then you're in a good position, in my opinion, anyway.
Crisis, Keith?
Never. Not a chance. There's a lot of other football clubs in the Premier League that are, again, not in a healthy position. So was it 15 games gone? And we've sat fourth in the league, but still got players to come back. And some big players as well have been missing some important games this season as well. So again, I think timing-wise, get over the Christmas period, still be in and around the top 2 or 3, excellent position to be in.
And that's the thing, I think, people not getting carried away, but respectfully, like Aston Villa was a huge result, great performance by them, and they're saying they've never seen a Pep's team being dominated like that. But that had Rodri and KDB out, who for me are, especially Rodri, we've seen and we were aware now he's probably the most important player in the system. Yeah. And then Kevin De Bruyne has been touted as the best midfielder in the world and one of the best in the Premier League era, but he's out and there's no grace in terms of them two not being available. It's just a case of now they're in a crisis where anyone else misses players or there's real problems, there's real issues and stuff. We don't get that kind of grace when players are missing from our system.
Spending time at the top as well is important. You know, when you're the football club that you are top of the league, we were at the beginning of the season there with Tottenham. Everybody was saying how good Tottenham are, and then they start going. Then it would be that Arsenal spend a period of time at the top, and historically they don't stay there. Liverpool spend time at the top, and then City have got this way of getting there, staying there, and that mentality. I won't be surprised if City now go on and win the next 12 games.
Yeah.
I was looking at the fixtures and I'm thinking, like, we can win the next 12 games.
And that's the thing, though. Liverpool is scary because they can do that as well. Yeah. They're the only team that we know in recent history that can match that kind of level of consistency.
Strangely enough, that's City's 13th game.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So, like, if Liverpool do that, then I'm like, oh, okay, now it's on. But like Spurs, when you look at Spurs game, like we haven't beat Spurs. We've lost the last 3 at home, 2, 3. So that was a tough game anyway. So at the start of the season, you're thinking, I'll maybe take a draw because we've lost the last 2 or 3 against Spurs. So, but in regards to Arsenal and yeah, they need to win 10 in a row. That is the new normal now. In order to win or be real title contenders, you have to win 10 in a row, and that's like a third of the points. And it's only City and Liverpool that have been able to do that.
I like to always look for the positives in these situations. And you say there, of course, that Aston Villa dominated City, and they did. And people were saying afterwards that they'd never seen a team dominate City. And I completely agree with you. What I'm taking from it, though, is that they dominated us in a way that nobody ever has before, which is what's been said. But yet it still took a deflected shot to score against us. So if that's as bad as it gets, then I figure the only way is up. I mean, and again, absolutely no disrespect to Aston Villa, because obviously they beat Arsenal yesterday as well. But this was a different game, and I can only envision us bouncing back from this.
Yeah, listen, there was opportunities to score, and it wasn't just like we were outplayed in every sector of the game, and like the keepers have to make buildy saves to keep a clean sheet. So that's always going to be the case. No one's ever going to have an easy ride against us, and that's the only thing you can say is teams have to be at their best. They have to perform their best to beat Man City,
and then get a bit of luck as well.
Yeah, and again, I think the interesting thing from a lot of people now is seeing Pep's reaction, because Pep's a winner. He surrounds himself with winners, and so what do you do then when you lose? And again, it's going to be interesting to see how he conducts himself. This is me talking as a manager. I've been you're in a changing room and you've lost 2 games, or you've lost 1 game, or you haven't won in 4, and then you start thinking, right, you need to take the pressure off the players. But then you do that by maintaining the standards that you set. And again, everybody will have their KPIs, the key performance indicators. Make sure we're hitting those individually, collectively. If we do that, then you know the quality is in that changing room.
And the pressure hasn't come yet. Like, there's going to come a time where Villa fans, Arsenal fans, Liverpool fans expect to win the league. Yeah. At the moment, they hope to win the league. It's before Christmas and it's exciting, where come March, April, it's going to be like, now we expect you to win the league. And that's when it gets a little bit tight. Like fans, all of us, all of a sudden players.
Can we say squeaky bumper?
Yes, you can.
You've said it twice now. You've said it twice. So yeah. But you know what I mean. So like our fans understand that expectation and not getting carried away in any scenario where other fans now, and then all of a sudden that relates to the players. Like Aston Villa, be one of the toughest places to go at Villa Park, but away from home, then when their same level of expectancies to win away from home, they become a different team.
And again, they'll be okay against the big teams. And then when they go and play the teams, the mid-table, the lower down is one of those. If they get beat in one of those games, then that's it. Our season's over now. Then the pressure comes.
This is so true, and we are the kings of dealing with pressure as well. So today's starting 11, you can see on your screen there. One name I want to pick out in particular there is Nathan Ake. He is making his 100th appearance for City today. I have become, over the years, such a big Nathan Ake fan, as the man that he is, but also the work that he does on the pitch as well. How highly do you rate him, Keith?
I think he's had a seamless transition into the team when he came in, where he doesn't look out of place. I'm impressed with his ability in the air for his size. You know, I'm thinking he's got a good leap. He's aggressive. He attacks the ball. Defensively, he's assured. He's in the right place at the right time and makes the right decision, which is vital.
I'm the same. I think from a defensive perspective, he's had the best performances as a defender we've had recent years. I think, remember last season against Saka a couple of times, he just locked him off. Saka was unreal last season, and he's unreal. But Nathan Ake looks like someone that is patient in his defending, which you don't see that often nowadays, and loves it, wants to defend more, and also think that complemented Jack's improvement last season. I think the recognition of not to crowd out the space and let Jack do his thing and just defend and be supportive behind and say, well, when I get the ball, I'll give it to you and then you can do your thing. And I think they just complement each other so well.
He's so great with his head as well. Did I hear a little rumour that you scored with your head at Luton?
It was a diving header from about 22 yards. It's on a Betamax tape.
Oh, Betamax.
Tell us all about it. We'll all take a minute to imagine it in our heads.
Right,
I'll go back that far.
I think it was either from a corner or a free kick, and the ball was just bouncing around in the box. And this is one of those, just launch yourself at it. I don't.
You win?
I can't remember if it was 2. I think it was 2-1. I'm sure it was 2-1.
So it was important goal then?
Yeah. I'll find it. I'm sure I've got it somewhere.
Somewhere.
Sure, yeah, somewhere.
Oh, here it is.
The
I love
archives,
that.
yeah.
We always like to give our guests...
Cue the VT, Daryl.
I'm sure it was absolutely an incredible goal, Keith. Thank you very much. So that is the City starting 11 for today. If you would like to ask our guests any questions, or indeed if you've come up with a DJ name for Joleon Lescott, let us know. The WhatsApp number is on your screen now. So get your questions in for us now. Oh, so I've told you already, FG is on a minibus on the way to Luton. I'm so jealous. No offence, guys. I'd love to be on this minibus today, apart from the fact that they set off incredibly early. And he is on a minibus with some of the players that were in the City team the last time we played Luton at Kenilworth Road. That was back in 1998. So let's see who he's chatting to now.
All right, we've just got off the bus and it's time to meet the first legend. I'm really excited for this one. We have arrived at the legend himself, house, Paul Dickoff. Good morning, mate.
Good morning, FG. How are you, mate? I'm all good, mate.
Very well.
Yes.
So let's talk Kenilworth Road. We're on the way there. What are your memories?
Memories, went there as a young kid on loan. And then obviously 25 years ago we scraped a draw, and looking forward to going back, and it's not changed much since.
And of course the last goal in that season, the most memorable moment for City fans. I think I've got a poster of you in my bedroom actually wearing the kit. Special season as well, wasn't it?
Oh, it was a crazy season. The first half of it we struggled, and then the second half of it we absolutely smashed it, and lucky little boy to score that goal, and I'm still living off the back of it now 25 years later.
And rightly so. Should we get on the bus? Let's go. Let's head to Kenilworth Road.
So they got in a minibus and then they went to pick Paul Dickoff up at his house. I didn't know that. That is the power that Paul Dickoff has. And they're going to be picking up and meeting other legends along the way. I can't wait. I just feel like it's just going to be a cracking bus ride. Now, on that minibus also is going to be Gareth Taylor. Because, of course, Gareth Taylor played in that team in 1998 that played for City against Luton at Kenilworth Road. Gareth Taylor is our current women's manager, which takes us seamlessly into talking about the fact that City played Villa yesterday in the WSL. It was a 2-1 victory for City. Aston Villa took the lead. If you've not seen this goal yet, it's an insane finish by Villa.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, great finish.
Oh,
yeah.
You having that?
Yeah, I'm having that.
Like, nice. I was there in the stadium and I was like, what have we just seen? Do you think that, have another look at it now, did she mean it? Did she mean it?
I hope so. What else was she trying to do?
Yeah.
Great finish.
Yeah.
Outrageous.
So Villa took the lead early in the game and they maintained their lead into the second half. Now, at half-time, Gareth Taylor made a change and he brought on Kirsten Kasperai and it changed the game. She had a phenomenal second half. And City went on to win the game 2-1. Lauren Hemp with both the goals. She did a very humble interview afterwards where she basically just sort of said that she'd poached them both. But hey, you've got to be there, Lauren. You've got to be there. And you were. So that was her first one to make it 1-1. A lovely assist there as well from Chloe Kelly. Obviously the king of heading. Keith, are you having this as a goal?
They call it, or they used to call it, POMO. The back post, position of maximum opportunity. So it's one of those great to see people getting in. Numbers in the box when the ball's coming in. That's one of the things I think is missing in today's game, because a lot of it is the build-up play outside of the box, and you root the ball in the wide areas, and then if you don't get the numbers right, you're not going to get as many opportunities. So position of maximum opportunity, back post.
I love that because she was really humble, I was just there. So
that wasn't by accident. I know Lauren works with the women's team and she's a super talent. Yeah. Her football IQ is very high. Yeah. She can play a number of positions very well, can't she? So.
And her Lego IQ is even higher. Have you seen her Lego building?
No.
Oh man, you need to follow her on Instagram. She builds the Harry Potter castle and everything out of Lego. Yeah. Oh yeah, phenomenally multi-talented. And she went on and got a second goal. She got the winner for City yesterday. Now I want both your reactions to this goal as well, because she has thanked her big toe for this one. So here is Lauren's second goal yesterday. This was to make it 2-1 to City. So it's come from a corner again from Chloe Kelly, back across the goal.
Striking instinct.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's not luck. The finishes look simple, but to recognise the flight of the ball, where it could possibly end up, and to be there, that's
being on the move in the box. It makes you difficult to mark.
Yeah,
and her anticipation. Excellent. You've thrown me there. Lego IQ.
Yeah.
So you mean like you don't just follow the instructions?
I was about to say, yeah, I think she's talking it up a little bit there.
Yeah.
I mean,
so does you build Lego thing without the instructions?
Keith,
she can build Harry Potter things without the instructions.
When is the last time you built Lego? Can I just say?
Not Harry Potter, but I've built Lego.
Yeah.
Okay, because my son got a railway last year and I couldn't do it. It was so detailed. Like, you're looking for all the tiny little bits.
But they do give you
they come in little bags, don't they?
Yeah.
It's different.
Why are you playing it down?
No.
I find Lego really hard.
I'm impressed. I'm a puzzler myself. Doing jigsaw puzzles. My family got me the hardest puzzle to do, and it was something like, I think it was something like 300 golf balls, just all stacked.
Oh no!
And so every single piece is a piece of a golf ball. Oh, it took me about 7 months.
Really?
7 months.
7 months.
You haven't got the IQ that's needed. No way.
Puzzle IQ.
They'd taken me 7 months.
Yeah, hey.
It'd have been in the bin in my house by then, Keith, I'm not going to lie.
There'd only be 200 golf balls on there. It was mine.
So that win yesterday for City takes them up to third in the table. Arsenal and Chelsea are currently first and second, and they are playing each other right now. So you might be interested to know that it's coming up to half-time, and Arsenal are currently beating Chelsea 3-1. So that would be very interesting and really open up that top end of the WSL. So congratulations to the women's team yesterday. So City taking on Luton today, 2 p.m. kickoff here in the UK, so about 45 minutes away from kickoff. Let's have a look now at the Luton team news. A lovely shot there of Kenilworth Road. OK, so the team news for today is, in goal for Luton, it's Kaminski. And then it's Lockyer, who is back, Barkley, Adebayo, Nakamba, Mengi, Brown, Giles, Bell, Townsend and Doherty. So that is Luton's starting 11 for today. You will, of course, have noticed that Kabore is not in the squad today because he is a Manchester City player that is on loan at Luton and he is not allowed to play against his parent club. So that is why he is not in the starting lineup for Luton today. But that is the Luton starting 11. To be fair for Luton, the loss of Kabore, who's had a great season, that could really affect their defence today, Joleon.
Yeah, definitely. I know Isak. I worked with him whilst I was doing the loan, so he's one of the players that I monitored and helped support. So yeah, his athleticism is a joke. He's Kyle Walker's his idol and tries to mirror his game on that. So yeah, it's a massive loss for them because in both transition, going forward and back, he's ridiculously fast.
What have you made of Luton this season, Keith?
I was impressed in the last game when they got beat last minute by Arsenal. I thought they gave a very good account of themselves. I think they've gone slightly, I think when it started the season, I think with the furore of being in the Premier League, and I think now they've gone a little bit more back to basics and a little bit more aggressive in their approach to games. And I think that was highlighted in that game against Arsenal, where I thought they did very well. They like to get the ball back to front, good at set pieces. The ground is not very welcoming as a visiting supporter.
What do you mean?
Well, the first thing is, I think it usually takes us about, you could get to in and around the stadium and then it takes you about 40 minutes. Because I think they do it on purpose where you have to go up these little back streets and there will always be cars parked, and you have to go. The bus driver will be getting off, knocking on someone's door, asking them to move their car. Then you have to go up, and then you're trying to reverse back in, and you're like, you just sat on the coach for 20 minutes, and then the entrance for the away supporters getting in, you're going through someone's back garden and going up into the back of the terraces and everything, and you're like, wow. But as a football club, very welcoming. The changing rooms are strange because there's no windows in them, and it's dark, and you're like, wow. When I played there, they had the plastic pitch as well, and it was weird. Playing on that plastic pitch, but good stadium, good football club, great atmosphere, and they are right on top of you. They had the exec boxes down the side. You know, people hanging out the exec when you think like you can.
They've changed that now, though, haven't they? This year, they're not there this year.
But yeah, they need to build on that. For them to stay in the Premier League this year is going to be a massive ask and a massive task. But they're having a go.
I love that insight of like how you get to the ground and what the changing rooms and everything are like. And yeah, we've heard a lot about the atmosphere there. 11,000 capacity. I mean, there's teams in the National League that have larger grounds than Luton, but 11,000 loud fans, like you say, on top of each other. How much is that crowd and that home form going to be important to them surviving this year?
Oh, it's vital. And like you've said, then they've adapted their style. I know Rob really well. Close friends, so I know how he would want to play, and how they played last year is totally different to now, because he's recognised the requirements are different. For them to get anything out of the games isn't to go toe-to-toe with Man City, Arsenal, even though they lost the game narrowly, and Liverpool as well, they lost that narrowly or dropped points in that. So he's recognised what this league needs of their players, and he's kind of fitting around that. So yeah, they've improved a hell of a lot, because I think after the first 3 games, people were talking about them like they're not going to win a game and finish with the record low points and stuff. And I was just like, it's so early for anyone to make any comment on that is crazy. But yeah, they've definitely become more competitive now and gained a lot of respect, I think, from a coach's point of view, from a player's point of view, and obviously the stadium, people are going to be aware of how difficult that place can be, and we're seeing it in recent weeks.
Have you spoken to Rob since
Today?
the Arsenal?
Oh yeah, I spoke to him today. I wish him good luck. Like, as I said, he's a really good friend. So yeah, I'll speak to Rob. I left him after the Arsenal game because I could see that was hurt. We spoke in the build-up, and yeah. But in terms of the outcome to that game, it wasn't in his control. It feels 10 times as worse when it's last minute. Like, i.e. the QPR game feels 10 times as good because it was last minute. So you've got to understand.
I was watching it, and then when the lad gave the free kick away,
you knew.
You're like, no, why do it? No need to give a free kick away, because they're just going to put the ball into your box.
That's the thing. Yeah, as good as Arsenal want to play and as they want to do, that ball's coming in the box. Yeah. And that's it. And when you've played or been involved in the game as long as he has and as long as we have, you just know. Before it's happened, you're kind of like, I did a charity game and I was coaching one of my first games at Wembley a couple of weeks ago, and we had a corner and it's on the counter-attack there going back towards Alcott, and I'm shouting, foul him, and the subs are like, foul him. Next thing you know, they've scored. I'm saying, that is why you fouled him. Like, you just can see stuff happening before it happens, and he looked like he knew what was coming.
Oh, so you were coaching?
No. I'm not going to be a coach.
Okay.
I was in my pep coat. And we won, but still, no, it's too cold out there.
I thought we'd got a scoop there.
It was charity, only for charity.
It's very charitable. It's very charitable. It's a one-off there. Yeah. In terms of some of the players in the Luton team, Ross Barkley stands out as perhaps a player that's had quite an up-and-down career. Of course, he really burst onto the scene, and he looks like he's really trying to. It's almost like he's proving something this season.
Yeah. I think he's come again. He's got a hunger and he's got a desire about him. We played Everton when I was at Carlisle manager, and he scored 2 goals that game. And when you're there on the side of the pitch and you're watching somebody and you're thinking, like, you've got everything. You've got everything. Mobility, ball agility, carrying the ball, work rate, athleticism, and you're thinking he looked miles ahead of what we had on the day, and he scored 2 goals, and I think it was quality.
Yeah, he's an exceptional talent, and I think it's just come at the right time, him needing a team that needs him, and a coach that I know wants to get the best out of him, and him wanting and needing to get the best out of himself to kind of restart his career. Is he 30 now, I think he's 30.
I still imagine he was like 16.
I know, but no, he's 30, and like, in terms of talent, there wouldn't be many English midfielders that have more talent than him. They just found a level of consistency to get the best out of themselves, and that's probably the one thing Russ hasn't done to date, is find a level of consistency, because in terms of on his day, he's as good as anyone.
They've also got Andros Townsend, who of course will have loads of big game experience. How important is that going to be for perhaps some of the players that have come up with them?
Again, having that experience, Andros is he's one of those. He's a player that has got qualities. Again, I don't think has maximised his ability all the time, and I think he's had that stop-start period of time where now he needs to get bedded in and be playing week in, week out. And I think his experience in and around it. He's a very educated young man as well. I know his dad as well. So he's a very balanced individual, and I think that's what very important that Luton have. You want to be courageous, you want to be charging, you want to be up for every game, but you've got to have that level of composure about you as well in games. Not only when you're winning games, when you're competing, but also then, when you get beat, that's when you need your experienced players in the changing rooms, because like I said, you've lost a game of football, it's not the end of the world. It's one of those, there's another game, let's make sure we do everything right. And that level of consistency and composure, I think Andros will bring to that changing room.
Defensively, they've got an issue with set pieces. I read this week that they've conceded the most number of shots from set piece, or the most number of big chances, whatever they call it, from set pieces. So defensively, in terms of that area, that's something that City can look to, certainly capitalise on today.
Yeah, definitely. I think if you look at the height of their back 4 or 5, it's relatively small. I think they play mostly fullbacks or can all play fullbacks, so it would indicate the kind of lack of height they have there. But yeah, City will look to exploit that over the recent years. We've become dominant in set pieces, and when you look at our numbers going forward and how physical and our presence, it can be imposing. So hopefully there's an opportunity to score goals there, but we won't be relying on set pieces. I'd like to think we go in there to win this game outright, regardless of whether we score from a set piece or not.
I think strangely enough, last season when they were in the Championship, their stats were attacking and defending were up there as among the best in the division.
Yeah. I think, look, you said it's just different requirements now. I think in the Premier League, most teams, if not every team, has a set-piece coach.
Yeah.
I doubt that was the case in the Championship. It was kind of, well, how do we look to score rather than what's the weakness of the opposition and how do we counteract that?
Is it disrespectful, or is it a football cliche to say that this is a free hit for them, with, in terms of being at one end of the table and us being at the other?
There's no such thing as a free hit, because there's 3 points available. So if you don't get them, have they got anything to lose? The expectations outside of Luton will be that Man City will go there and win. So the expectations, they haven't got them, but I think they use that against them to their advantage as well. So we're playing against the best. Let's go and match ourselves. Let's go and see how good we are. Let's see how far a journey we need to go and how close can we get to them. Because they've showed it against Arsenal last week. They did very well. The secret now is, can they replicate that? Have they got the mentality, have they got the mindset, have they got the energy levels required to give Man City a problem today? They're going to spend a lot of time without the ball. It's having that discipline in their play.
But this game and this result could affect morale and confidence. Like Keith said, they're probably not expecting to win. Hopefully going to get something out of the game. That's the hope. But if you lose this 5-6-0, it can deflate your whole morale for a period of time. And this period is probably the worst. Coming with 2 weeks, it's probably 5 games that they're looking at getting some points from. And if you're going into that then with off the back of a 5-0 drumming, then that has a massive impact on the club. You go into the club and there's obviously staff that are Luton fans that will be hurt by that. So in terms of when you're playing the top teams, you want to kind of reduce the kind of deficit just for that reason. Again, you're not always thinking we're going to win every game, but you're thinking, well, how do we not get punished and hurt the morale?
That's the manager's coaching thing. When you think like, so as a manager and a coach, right, so you might say, right, well, playing against Man City, we might get beat. Don't want to get rolled over. But you can't go into the changing room and say, look, lads, if we keep it down to 3 today, we've done really well. You want to win, and you've got to set that winning environment, that winning mentality to say, hey, all we need is one opportunity. If we all do our jobs, keep a clean sheet, we might get that one opportunity. Might be from a set piece, might be from an error from them, but that's the beauty of football. You never know. The referee, I went to a game yesterday, a championship game yesterday. The home team started very well, but in 10 minutes they had a man sent off. Changed the whole course of the game, and it can happen.
We saw that as well, obviously, with Sheffield United when they got beat 5-0 and then they got rid of Paul Heckingbottom the day after. So, I just want to let everybody know as well that Pep Guardiola has done his normal pre-game press or interview. And about Erling Haaland, he has said it is a bone stress reaction in his foot. After the last game, he felt it and he cannot play. I don't know the length of the injury. Week by week, day by day, we will see what happens. I have no idea what a bone stress reaction in the foot is. I don't even know what that means.
Probably like a bone bruise, maybe. So, but they're quite painful. That it's not like a bruise on your skin or your muscle where you can actually see it and you can like treat it out. It's obviously I've had a bone bruise before on the knee, and it's quite sore.
It said a bone stress, but not a stress fracture or
bone stress reaction.
Yeah.
Right.
If it was a stress fracture, that's very serious.
Yeah.
So the fact he hasn't said that would lead me to a bone bruise. And
so he's not a Terminator after all, is he? Terminated, start getting bone stress reactions.
You say that, but that to someone else that could be a stress fracture.
Yeah.
So
Okay, yes, good point. I like that. So we are about half an hour away from today's kickoff. Don't forget, full match commentary, as always, on the Manchester City app. You've got Alistair Mann and you've got one of our wonderful regulars, Steve Howie, on the co-commentary with him today. So on the Manchester City app, I'm sure you already have it downloaded. If you don't, what are you doing? Just download it now and then you're all nice and set up on time. So half an hour away from today's game at Luton. We've sent FG down on a minibus with some of the players that played back in 1998, which is the last time that City played Luton at Kenilworth Road. So he's now grabbed Sean Goater.
All right, here I am at the back of the bus, and as you can see, we are joined by two legends, Gareth Taylor and Sean Goater. I think the right thing is to start with yesterday's result at the Joy Stadium. Went a goal down, but then Lauren Hemp came up trumps, and it looks like there's a real feel-good factor in the team at the minute.
Yeah, I think it was a great result. I think Villa are obviously a difficult team to play against. They're improving year on year, and yeah, like you say, Lauren was really in the groove yesterday.
She absolutely was. Sean, how's it going? How's your role going as part of the women's setup? Because we're scoring goals, you know.
Yeah, we are. I gotta be careful what I say, you know, because my gaffer there, when he analysed me, say,
It's all down the shoulder.
"Is it not been that good?" No, it's been really good. Yeah, as Bunny's scoring out. Bunny's scored about 7. Gerard, she's got 5. Hempo 5, Chloe 5. So the goals are spreading, and that, you know, at the beginning of the season, that was the one thing Gaz was like, we need to get the girls scoring more goals. So yeah, I've been pleased with how we've been producing that.
What about Kenilworth Road? What about the last game? What can you remember from that fixture?
I'll tell you what I can remember. Hey, I'll speak about the elephant in the room. Yeah, Jock's not her. That was Jock's man. When you see the replay of that, Andy was marking him, and all of a sudden he's talking about, I lost my man. My man was to my left. Andy, pick your man up. Pick your man up.
And he also nicked the goal off of me. I was about to score that, and he actually, so while he's not here, is he not coming back on, is he?
Yeah, actually.
We can see him just outside the bus, by the way, so we're trying to play a little bit quiet. Can we just say something, Sean?
Take the captain's arm back from him too, as well. Yeah. Right.
I actually didn't mention anything about that. I just wanted to know how Kenilworth Road was.
It's probably not changed much. I think when we go back there today, it's one of those stadiums that it's been difficult to change. I think they've maybe extended a little bit on the main stand and brought the dugouts a bit further back. But yeah, it's always been a bit of a cauldron.
Let's address the elephant in the room before we head back. Was it Sean's fault?
Nah, Andy was great. We had a group chat going. Andy, he was so sharp on the phone. He created this fake news headline of Goater loses his man at Kenilworth Road. It was brilliant. But yeah, I think I'm pinning it a little bit more on Jock. There was a lack of organisation. He's the captain. Maybe Nicky Weaver. I think they score in the 6-yard box. Weaver's not on the bus yet, but we'll be blaming Jock when he gets on. But for the time being, we'll go with Weaves as well. We'll drag him into it.
It looks like we're going to have some fun on this bus. It's been great catching up with you, gents. Let's enjoy the rest of the journey.
So they're blaming Andy Morrison and Nicky Weaver, who aren't on the minibus currently. So let's see if they continue to blame them when they get on the minibus later, because I ain't blaming Andy Morrison for anything ever. Right, we're going to go now on to our quiz today. It's Mystery Blue. We gave you the first clue a little bit earlier on. You can see it there. This former Blue had a loan spell at Luton in 93-94. Oh, come on, Keith, we're looking at you now, thinking you, because this is your era. No. So that was your first clue. The second clue, this Mystery Blue had 2 spells with City, totalling 200 appearances. So I started watching City in 1993, but I cannot remember for the life of me. If you know, Keith, don't say, although your face is telling me that you don't know.
I've got that sort of face, a blank look.
Yeah. Do you think it's obvious? Do you know it? Do you think you know it?
Could I ask, is he a goalkeeper?
I don't know. It's a good question, but I don't know who it is. I've not looked at the answer today. You think it might be?
I'm thinking, yeah.
Okay.
That would be my guess.
What do you think? The number for WhatsApp is on this screen now.
Don't cheat either. Don't Google.
Yes, no Googling allowed.
Google.
So, yeah, let us know what you think. The prize for this is simply pride. It's just pride. But we do have another prize to give away. So you play for pride on this one and then something physical in this next competition, and that is 2 tickets to a home game at the Etihad this season. If you would like to win 2 tickets, then we have a competition for you, because we sent RLs to the Liverpool game to show us behind the scenes what goes on at a match day at the Etihad Stadium. If you haven't watched it, get yourselves onto YouTube, because there's a wonderful moment where Els basically pies Julian Alvarez. I don't know if we're going to see it on here, but she's standing there like, there it is. So she like went for a high five, thought he wasn't going to high five, pulled her hand back, and then he went for the high five.
Sounds like Els that.
Yeah, I was there. It was all it was embarrassing for everybody involved. It was wonderful. So poor Julian Alvarez there. But it's a great video. Go and watch RLs. Have a lovely day out at the Liverpool game. Now, to win 2 tickets to watch a home game at the Etihad Stadium this season, you have to go and watch the video, because the question is in the video and the answer is also in the video. So go and watch that, Els at the Etihad. It's on our website and on the YouTube now. Hundreds of you have entered so far, but you've got a chance because it closes on Saturday, the 16th of December. So very good luck to you all. Thank you for sending in your WhatsApp questions as well. Right, I've got a good suggestion for you. Are you ready? You can keep sending in your suggestions for a DJ name for Joleon, and also any questions that you'd like to ask our guests. So I think this is a good one. Duncan has said DJ Defence.
Not bad, that.
It's not bad. You put that on your list. Somebody else... I don't know what this stands for, so I feel, okay, DJJO. Oh, that's a bit boring.
Yeah, because we've had DJ JL there.
Yeah, that was Julian. Sorry, Julian, we're not having that one. So get some more in. We've had a really random question as well from someone called Daryl for you, wanting to know. The
producer?
It doesn't say. It just says Daryl. Yeah. What was your wedding dance song?
Oh, it was Music Soul Child. Who knows? It's called.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the only thing I chose for the wedding. I just made sure that was the song.
Can you give it? Can you sing?
No, I can't sing. I DJ. We don't sing. Yeah, I DJ. That's it. But no, so that was my song. Yeah, Who Knows? Music Soul Child.
I love that. Such a random question, but I really like it. Get good insight there. Can you remember yours, Keith?
Not a chance. Not a chance. Too long ago.
Mine was Blue Moon, but that marriage didn't last. So
oh, wow.
Maybe don't have Blue Moon for your wedding song. OK, we've got some questions for you now. From Danny Beard, he said, I've never seen us play like we did against Villa, and we've not been able to see the previous 3 games out. What are we missing?
Well, Villa was Rodri. I think we're all aware that the importance of him in the team, and I think it showed in the Spurs game, like not just defensively, but recognising attacks and potential opposition transitions, and he creates the goal for, was it the 3rd goal for Jack?
Yeah.
So I think he was definitely a miss at Villa Park, and that isn't an easy place to go, especially this season the way they're playing. But listen, I think the chances that we're conceding, not necessarily the goals, just the chances in general, it kind of reminds me of a few years ago when it was kind of like big spaces and kind of direct play, and I think teams are going back to that rather than thinking, well, we're going to play through the press that City have, we'll just miss out the press and go a little bit more direct. And the Leipzig game again stands out when it's kind of longer balls and just creating opportunities out of nothing. I just feel that's what teams are recognising at the minute, and you have to respect opposition coaches are paying attention to what we do, and they're not going to try and play against us the way we want them to play, because they haven't joined that in so long, so they're going to try and find different ways.
Anything to add?
No, I think it is. It's, I think the Premier League, the games that I've been watching now, there's been the attitude to get on the front foot rather than just sit back and wait to get beat. There's a lot of teams now saying, right, well, now we're going to have a go at you. I think Sheffield United did it yesterday down at Brentford. They said, right, well, Chris Wilder's gone in there. He's saying, like, you've got a style of play. It's not Premier League, but it's one of those. It fits us. And I think a lot of teams now are saying, right, we can't compete with Man City, how they play. So we got to ask them a different question. Again, and then it's about them Pep coming up with different answers. And again, the sign of a great manager is you keep coming up with the right answers.
And he always does. He always does. I love that about him. Another great question. Thank you very much for sending them in. Keep getting them coming in. Josh simply wants to know, who do you think the best City player is at the minute?
I think that's it. I think the beauty again is like they're all. It's a squad. And it's one of those. Like, I think the hardest question would be, Steve, if you said, "Tell me your best 11," because I think that's what I mean. I think when you go down the divisions, you might get 14, 15 players that you pick week in. You pick 11 from them. Whereas with this squad now, you're talking 19, 20, 21 players that could all play and all play a part.
Like it.
That's a hard question to answer. That like. The best player, they're all so important for different reasons, I think. And it's going to sound like I'm contradicting myself. Like, you take any out and you recognise the importance of the team, but we're not reliant on that one individual either. Yeah. Like, Kevin De Bruyne is, like I said, arguably the best at his position in the world. We haven't necessarily missed him to a certain extent. Yeah, you can improve your team with Kevin De Bruyne in there. Yeah. And that, you could say that about every player, but if Kyle Walker's not playing, you're like, wow, we haven't got Kyle Walker. But then Rico plays and you're like, Rico, an adequate replacement for Carl. And you can say that about every position. Again, I think the most important is Rodri. Yeah. I think because it's over time, we have dropped the most points when he hasn't been in the team. But the best player, I don't know.
I love watching Silva play.
Yeah, Phil Foden.
Their ball is probably the exact opposite to what I was. But I like.
That's probably why we like them.
Yeah. They've got ball mastery. Yeah. They can control the ball without even looking at it. I was focused on edit and kick it.
Yeah, I love both of them. Phil Foden probably for me right now. But thank you very much for that question as well. Got loads coming through. Thank you so much. Keep them coming. We've got El Arano says, can you tell us what you think of Guardiola and his form and take his age into consideration?
21?
21, yeah.
21. Again, first season into the football club. Good athlete. And again, I think he will get better and better. The more he learns, the more he develops, the more he gets an understanding of how Pep wants him to play. I think he's going to go from strength to strength.
Joleon, there's a question from Elvis. Love that. How do you think Alvarez will perform? What did you say?
That was my impression.
Oh, wow.
I've even got the crazy legs as well.
Oh, my God. I thought that was a tick. I tried to get past that, and you brought it back up. I tried to let that go.
I didn't know if I heard you right.
You heard it. That.
Yeah. How do you think Alvarez will perform today?
I think he'll do well, yeah. Again, is he going to score the goals? Who knows? But like, he's having probably the season of his life in terms of just contributing to so much. The responsibility of being on set pieces showcased his technical ability as well. So again, I haven't seen him play bad for Man City. I haven't seen him had a bad run. I know he's only been here a short period of time, but he's obviously someone that with a high level of IQ because he's played set forward, number 10, left wing, right wing, and been effective in all them positions. So yeah, I think he'll look forward to that. I think he'll look forward to the responsibility of I'm the guy today. Like, he's obviously had to play second fiddle to a certain extent to Haaland because he's Haaland, but in regards to today, we're like, okay, that's my time.
And I think he'd be a different prospect for than what Luton would have been setting up for. They would have been waiting for that physical encounter, the runs in behind, and then Alvarez, different sort of player. He'd be finding gaps, playing in between them, and again, if he gets the other side of it, none of the Luton defence are going to catch him.
Yeah. The only thing I would say is hopefully he doesn't get bored in not being part of the build-up because he's been part of the play for so long now. He's been in the build-up, dropping short, coming, linking. Today he might just have to be the guy that stretches the team, and I don't know how he might feel with that because, again, he might be wanting to come in and link up and get involved, but just sometimes just isolate yourself. And
you might even find that rotation as well within the play, that you find Foden sometimes being the top pivot, Silva being the top pivot, and then moving out and having that rotation to cause problems and just try and pull the opposition out of spaces and then go and exploit it.
Can't wait to see what he does. Thank you for your WhatsApp questions. We're going to go back over now to FG. He's with Nicky Weaver. And do you know what? I said I was jealous that I wasn't on the minibus. I lied. The studio's well better. This is the best place to be today, FG.
All right, we have just arrived at the service station, and look who I have bumped into. None other than the legend himself, Nicky Weaver. We're about to get on the bus with the lads. Run it back. What was it like when you used to do away trips with these men?
Yeah, listen, shared some great memories with these fellas. We had a really successful period. We had 2 promotions in 2 seasons. So, yeah, whenever you see the lads, you know, it brings all their memories back, and it's great to see them. And I just said to one of the lads earlier, it's like the worst boy band reunion ever. But it's great to see the lads, and we've always got a lot of time for each other.
You have a lot of time to have on the way there. And let's run it back to that season. There was a special moment for you in that season, which obviously everyone will remember Paul's goal, of course. But there was a penalty save there as well, wasn't there?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I had 10 wonderful years at City, you know, loved every minute of it. Wish I could go back, you know, there now, but, you know, if I could single one moment out, it was definitely the penalty save at Wembley. And I think all City fans who can remember back then have got, you know, look back with great memories and great fondness of that time. And I think they can appreciate what's happening now more because of, you know, where they've been before. It's not always been like this. So yeah, it's fantastic times. And like I said, we're all a little bit older now, a little bit bigger waistline, but it's great to see the lads. And yeah, really looking forward to the game today.
It's great to see you. We're going to head into the bus now to spend some time with the lads. Dare I say it? Should we run back the iconic celebration? Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Come on.
FG interviewing Nicky Weaver outside some sort of service station on the M6. Love that. That is the quality content you get here. And from one legend to another legend, because Sean Wright-Phillips has been taking our 4 trophies around the world. He's been everywhere. And he's been in America this week. And how wonderful is this? The Empire State Building was lit up blue to celebrate the trophies coming to New York. I absolutely love that. And we're really pleased to announce now, as part of the treble tour, we are going to be taking our silverware to Brazil. We are going to Brazil in January. We're going to be going to Sao Paulo, and fans are invited to join us at Beach Arena, Real Park, for their photos with the trophies and to come along and watch the Newcastle game with us. So that is Saturday, the 13th of January. And you can see our most recent stop in the States with the Empire State Building lit up lovely there. Sean has been there. He's been meeting fans. He's been going to supporters clubs. And also, here's what he had to say about City when he was featured on American TV.
Sean, great to have you on. Thanks so much for joining us. And I see you brought some very important friends with you. So 3 very important friends, I should say. How is your time going over here during City's US Trophy Tour? And what have you been up to?
It's been amazing. Sorry we could only get 3 of them in, but as you know, there's actually 4. But yeah, Xylem and OKX, especially OKX, they put this trip on, and Xylem, with all the kids and the young leaders, has been fantastic in terms of getting to meet the children, playing with them, and it's very important in my opinion to get the fans over here that do support City to have a chance to see the trophies, take pictures with them, and feel a part of the support that they gave Manchester City to start with that helped them win the treble.
Really important that you get the fans' perspective. Of course, the fans that follow the club through thick and thin, you're taking those trophies with you everywhere you go. What a momentous season it was for City. What has the reception been like to it all over here for you?
It's been unbelievable, as you can see there. Obviously, with Manchester, the kids absolutely adored him, and it was nice to put smiles on their face and the questions as they got. And as you can see there's me trying to have an attempt at making a pizza, which actually turned out quite well, to be honest with you. But it's great to be over here. It's a fantastic country in general. I used to live here myself, and for basketballers, NFL players that are actually into the sport as well, they got a chance to take pictures with these fantastic trophies that Man City achieved along the way.
City's global brand just getting bigger and bigger, right? How big do you feel the club now is, specifically in the United States?
It's growing very, very quickly. Like I said, I lived here, and to see the fan base from the start of the trips that I used to do to where it is now it's incredible. In NYC, we had a watch party, obviously, for the Villa game that didn't really turn out the way that we would have liked it to have turned out, but it was packed. Everybody enjoyed themselves and got to take pictures with the trophy as well. So I can only see it getting bigger and bigger, and with the stuff that Man City do with their partners, teaming up, helping kids and things in the community, it's only going to grow.
What few words would you use to choose that truly historic season for Manchester City? If you could pick just a few words, what would they be, Sean?
It would just be one. I would just say it was incredible. I think the achievement on so many levels was unbelievable. You can start from, I would say, the fans, the support that they showed on that journey, home and away games, was not in Europe, was unbelievable. And then from Pep and his team and the staff behind was just phenomenal. I think the whole setup, especially in the Champions League final, it just felt like it was their time. From the moment I got there, it just felt like City were going to win this come hell or high water. No matter how they did it, it just seemed like it was going to be a City win, and lucky enough it turned out that way. And I think to win a trophy like the Champions League at that point, you do need a little bit of luck along the way. And for the first time, City got it in that final, and they deserved it.
Sean Wright-Phillips absolutely representing on American TV, talking about the trophy tour. Love it, Sean. Keep up the great work. So we have 10 Matchday Lives for you throughout December. It is a busy, busy period as we look towards 2024. So we thought we'd take an opportunity on each of the 10 shows in December. We've picked out a Christmas cracker, one of our favourite moments from the show throughout this year. On the show the other night, we had FG and Peter Crouch doing the robot. So let's have a look at our Christmas cracker for today. That was a Christmas cracker?
Tone deaf.
We've done a whole year's worth of shows and that was a Christmas cracker?
Darryl again.
Yeah.
Do better, Darryl.
Come on, we did a live show from Istanbul in the Champions League final.
Just won the treble, and you got Nadem and FG singing Christmas carols in the summer.
Swapping mics.
Do better than that.
Do better. Wednesday night, we will do better on Matchday Live with that Christmas cracker. So FG is down in Luton. He's been travelling on a minibus with some of our legends. They all played in the last game at Kenilworth Road between City and Luton. So that was in 1998. So he's having a wonderful trip down there today with all of the legends. So a team update for you. In case you haven't seen it, welcome to Matchday Live. This is the starting 11 for today. It is Edison, Walker, Diaz, Ake, Gvardiol, Rodri, Kovacic, Silva, Foden, Grealish and Julian Alvarez. So the big news is that Erling Haaland is not in the squad today. So that is your starting 11 for today. You've got about 10 minutes until kick-off. If you're not watching us on the Man City app, this is the time to go over to that now. You get your full match commentary on there. Alistair Mann and Steve Howie. So as we creep even closer to the kick-off today, Keith, what is your general feeling about today's game?
I think Luton will start the game trying to impose their style of play, which unfortunately will give them. They want to get on the front foot. They want to put the ball in City's box. They want to get close. And again, the important thing then is how quickly can City get into their rhythm of dominating possession of the ball, but with a forward-thinking mentality that they want to go and hurt teams. Slightly different again with Alvarez up front. I think Joleon touched on it there earlier on when he was saying about if he can't get frustrated and come and get drawn to the ball and then City not have a focal point or an out ball. So again, I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be an interesting game because the environment, the atmosphere there is different, but it's enjoyable.
Joleon, how are you feeling? Less than 10 minutes till kick off.
Yeah, I'm confident. I think it's key that we don't try and get too high too early. They're going to want to go direct, and playing in these environments from both sides, from a City perspective when you're the favourites and from a Luton perspective when the big boys are coming to town, you don't really encourage the style of play or the fans and get momentum built up by giving away needless corners, throw-ins, fouls in your own half, and that just builds confidence and momentum for the home team. So I think it's key that you respect Luton and what they're going to try to do, and if we play a little bit deeper and ask them to play and ask them to be out of their comfort zone and say, go on then, we'll let you have one or two passes in your own half, see if you want to take them, and then we'll press, rather than saying, no, we're going to be on the front foot so high so early, and all of a sudden, like we've seen in recent weeks, they're bypassing the press and we're under pressure, and we're asking our defenders to probably fight for balls we're not used to fighting to on a regular basis. So I think
physically, you need to have the mentality that you're going to compete.
Yeah.
You're going to have to defend your goal there because they are going to try and rain balls in and around the goal mouth. So as a defender, you've got to be prepared to compete.
And I think it was key then. I think we've seen Pep speaking to Guardiola in terms of staying composed, and he looked like he was saying to just be aware of his surroundings, and it's not something you tend to see. He seems to address the forward players and recognise the importance of them. But I think now he's understanding that when you go to places like this, defenders are probably more important because the forward players will express themselves. Phil Foden, for Luton to stop Phil Foden, Jack Grealish, Bernardo Silva, Alvarez, all at once is a real tough ask, but in terms of from a defensive perspective, our defenders need to be up for it as well.
Give them a platform to play in.
Yeah.
You say places like this as well, and we're seeing shots of them warming up and seeing the ground, the stands in the background. I just absolutely love it. It is like proper old school football. You can see someone's going to be stuck behind a pole there, and I'm just
watching from the scaffold.
Yeah, someone is. Yeah, you can see it. I just love it. So, give us a score prediction, Keith.
3-0.
Oh wow.
Okay, good. Joleon?
I'll say 3-1.
3-1. What will your friend Rob Edwards think about that?
I don't know. He'd probably say I was being kind.
Thank you so much for being here today. DJ Defence and Keith Elvis have been very much entertaining us today. No, you're not having that? No, you're not having that? No.
No way.
No. He's not having that. Okay. Thank you all for joining us for Matchday Live. Oh, they've made it. There's Dicky, there's Weaver, there's Goats. Who's next to them? Andy Morrison. He scored the goal that day as well. It was a 1-1 draw last time we were at Kenilworth Road, and Andy Morrison scored the goal. Look at those four legends there. They're in their prime, aren't they? They could still play. So, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us on Matchday Live today. It has been fun. We'll be back at half-time and we'll be back at full-time as well. You'll get your full match commentary now with Alistair Mann and with Steve Howie. I wonder if Steve Howie wishes he was down there with them lot today, you know. So we'll see you very soon. Enjoy the game, Blues.
Thank you, Natalie. So the Blues are at Luton Town in the unusual position of being winless in their last 4 league games.